Hello, everybody. Brian here. I hope you've had a good morning. You know, who hasn't had a good morning? Rockstar Entertainment. Today, this morning, Rockstar was hit with an incredibly massive hack, probably the craziest hack that has happened in the last 5 to 10 years of gaming history. The hacker, who goes by the name of Teapot Uber Hacker, has managed to gain access to Rockstar's confidential data servers by entering through an employee's Slack account, which is apparently the same method that the same hacker managed to get into Uber, another one of the biggest hacks that have happened this week. The hacker has managed to get away with about 3.9 gigabytes of data, which include around 90 video clips that show off the game in its pre-alpha build, including some debug interfaces and some other development interfaces that add to show validity to the claim that these leaks are in fact real. So unfortunately, I'm not going to show any of the leaked footage because Rockstar is going to be probably going on the litigious route and start copyright striking and banning everybody that posts video clips about the footage. I've read about that in a couple of articles, and I wouldn't be surprised. It is their intellectual property, and this was acquired by illegal means. So I'm going to refrain from showing you the game, but we'll talk about it real quick. Also, say hi to my cat. So there is a couple of things that we've managed to learn about the game thanks to this hack. The most important being that we have confirmed the fact that there is a female playable character that goes by the name of Lucia. There's also a male playable character. I am uncertain as to what it means, whether we'll be choosing between them or if we'll be alternating them like we did in GTA 5. But female protagonist confirmed. It is also confirmed that we are going to be playing in what looks like the Vice City area, which is inspired by Miami, which is a really cool area, a really cool environment for Grand Theft Auto. I feel like fans have been asking to go back to Vice City for a good minute, so we'll finally be getting that. And also, one of the clips hilariously shows the protagonist like holding up what looks like a Waffle House. So if I get to throw hands in a Waffle House, I'm down. That's a great addition to the game. Hello. You can't be here. Say hi though. Future Brian here. I forgot to mention this. In the footage that leak, apart from showing some gunplay mechanics and who the main characters are going to be, we also saw a lot of like in-car customizations and the amount of detail that they're including inside of those cars, which is really cool. It's something that I feel like Grand Theft Auto logically will have to include in the game, and I think it looks crazy. Unfortunately, again, I'm not going to show you this because I don't want to get the video struck down or anything like that. But yeah, get ready for some fire cars, some incredibly great customization, and what I think is going to be really interesting additions and environmental tweaks to the gunplay in Grand Theft Auto 5 and the gameplay that's happening. Again, don't want to condone the hacker, but it's really cool that we got to see all this shit. Thank you. Back to the video. Thanks to this hack, we've also seen a lot of elements that look a lot like GTA 5. That, however, is not surprising because in game development, it doesn't really make sense to make brand new assets until you've figured out the source code and the logistics that are running behind the game. So it would make sense to see a lot of assets from GTA 5 used for these snapshots of game running for GTA 6. Another thing to mention is that GTA 6 has been in development roughly since 2014. So a lot of these screenshots and videos that have made it from the leak are probably from a couple of years ago, showing very early builds of the game. So whatever you see in this leaks is either inaccurate or has probably been cut out from the game as development went ahead. It is important to note that even though we learn a lot of new material from these leaks, that GTA 6 has been in development since 2014. So it's very likely that the material that we're seeing in these leaks is a few years old, meaning that the assets that they're using and the way that the game looks is probably not even close to the final product or the product that stands in current time. I've been through Twitter, I scrolled through the Twitter trending page, and a lot of people are saying that the game looks like ass, it looks bad, it looks like garbage, and those people probably don't understand the amount of work that it takes to create a AAA title like GTA 6. It would make sense that they are reusing assets and animations from GTA 5 until they figure out the source code, and that's even more so if these clips are a couple of years old, like it's theorized, which would make sense. The game has been in development for a long time, and now we're finally seeing the leaks, and it's unlikely that the video clips that they have and all the things that they have on their servers will reflect current time development. Also, this is a pre-alpha build of the game, and the game looks pretty incredible already. The high fidelity of the visuals are crazy, despite the fact that it's pre-alpha. So do not take this leak or anything that you are seeing from these leaks as face value for what the final product will look like. This is why leaks are horrible for games. They get judged based on the material that comes out of these leaks, and that is not reflective of the final product. Game development is an incredibly iterative process. It's long, it's tedious, and what you're seeing, you weren't supposed to see because it is not ready for the public. Because it's not ready for the public, when you see it, they know that you're going to judge it hard and you're going to judge it unjustly based on the fact that it is literally unfinished, and that is going to affect the development cycle of Rockstar pretty aggressively. And there is a darker element to these leaks. The hacker didn't just go into Rockstar's entertainment servers just to find news about GTA 6. They stole clips, they stole footage, but they also stole source code for GTA 5 and GTA 6, both of which are highly classified, confidential items that are under NDA, and the developers that work on this are under NDA because it holds such a huge potential to hurt the company if it falls into the wrong hands. And allegedly, the hacker has now blackmailed Rockstar, essentially asking, if they offer me enough money, then I won't leak the source code for either GTA 5 or GTA 6. So now this is no longer a case of just a leak for footage. This is a case of a hacker maliciously entering the servers to extort money out of a giant business that is working on this product. So it's a little bit more serious than just a hack or just a leak. And who knows if the hacker also got confidential player information or confidential sensitive information from the employees or the people that are actively in these servers as a community. Very precarious situation. I'm definitely not in favor of the hacker. I think it's cool that we've managed to learn some things about the game early on in its development cycle, but when that is done through the means of a hacker leaking information, Rockstar can get ahead of it. Rockstar can contextualize that information for you, and so the game will now be judged pretty harshly based on what it looks like on this pre-alpha builds, which can affect the morale of the development and can affect the criticism that the game is receiving online without even having the opportunity to present its best foot forward. So be mindful when you share information about these hacks or when you share footage from these hacks, that one, you're probably spreading misinformation. This is not what the final product is going to look like. And two, be careful what it might do to the development cycle of the game. It is reported that this leak will cause a major delay for GTA 6 in the future. They're going to have to do a significant amount of damage control. They're going to have to address their security breaches, and they're going to have to address a lot of the damage and assess what they're going to do after this leak, whether they'll keep the elements that they showed in the leak, whether it's going to be a complete overhaul of some of the elements that made it through the leak. It's unknown at this point, but one thing is for sure, it will probably affect the development cycle of GTA 6, which has already been delayed a couple of times. And since Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive haven't responded, we still don't know the full effect of everything that happened or the effect that the hack had on the company itself. We may know about the 3.9 gigabytes of video data and pre-alpha build data that we have, but there may be more, and some of that information may be even more sensitive, causing even more significant delays as they have to shift attention to deal with all of the damage. While we have managed to learn a lot about the game in its early development cycle and confirming the fact that we have a female playable main character and confirming the fact that the game plays in Vice City, which are all really cool things to know, this ultimately does more harm than good in my opinion, because now the development cycle of the game could be completely ruined and delayed, and Rockstar has to do a lot of damage control regarding the hack and their security breaches, or how they handle customer interactions, how they handle what they're going to release about the game. The next time that we hear from them, we simply do not know. There's a lot of damage made by this leak, and it's very clear that the leak happened with malicious intent to extort money out of the company. So there's probably going to be some litigation, there's going to be some lawsuits involved, there's going to be a lot of damage, and we don't know how that's going to affect anything because Take-Two Interactive and Rockstar Entertainment have not reached out about the issue. Honestly, pretty smart. They are going to get their ducks in a row, and they are going to do everything they can to address this hack as a criminal event, which ultimately it is. So we probably won't hear any news about it from them directly anytime soon until they figure out what it is that they're going to do to handle this. That's pretty much it. There is not a lot of information. Even though we got the hack, there's not a lot of information that we've learned other than the fact that we have a female playable main character. The leaks show footage that could be from any GTA game. It's just shooting, it's just a strip club, it's stuff like that. So at the end of the day, we didn't learn anything super interesting. It's pretty much confirming stuff that we already knew and that the game is in active development. But at what cost did we get that? I think it's not worth it. I don't want to support other hackers or leakers out there to do this to other game franchises. Wait for the official announcements, be patient, and remember that every time that you share information regarding this leaks, you are potentially spreading misinformation, which is potentially hurting your favorite game or the game that you're really excited for to come out. So be mindful. That's all I got for today. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and like and subscribe. Take it easy, guys.